More than 300,000 people have signed an online petition calling for the British Museum to return the Rosetta Stone, another Egyptian artifact, to Cairo. The number continues to rise as awareness spreads on social media. It's not the first time this demand is being made. A similar petition by Egyptian archaeologist Dr. Zai Awaz in 2022 was rejected by the UK Parliament after officials said the issue was outside the authority. So what has changed? Egypt has just opened its long-awaited $1 billion Grand Egyptian Museum overlooking the Great Pyramid of Giza, and with it comes renewed calls for the return of its stolen artifacts held in museums across the world. One of these is the British Museum in London, home to the largest collection of Egyptian relics outside the country, with tens of thousands of items. Described as the world's largest archaeological complex, the Grand Egyptian Museum houses around 100,000 artifacts. First proposed in 1992, construction began in 2005, and after 20 years of delays, the museum officially opened in November 2025. Its establishment has strengthened calls for the return of key artifacts: the statue of Ramses II displayed in Turin, the Dendra zodiac from Louvre, and the bust of Nefertiti from Berlin, which has also garnered more than 100,000 online signatures calling for its return to Egypt.
2,000 artifacts were stolen 2 years ago from the British Museum. Then what I am saying, you have thousands of Egyptian artifacts. You had many artifacts left to Egypt illegally. I'm asking for one artifact to come from the British to Egypt, because it's the icon of the Egyptian identity. Before I asked for Rosetta Stone, it was shown in a dark area. People neglected that. But when I started asking for it to come back, they put it as the most important piece. We need this piece to come back.
The Rosetta Stone was seized by Britain in 1801 after being discovered by the French forces in Egypt. It is one of the world's most important discoveries that unlocks the language and history of ancient Egypt. France took the Dendra zodiac from a temple in 1821, while Germany is accused of smuggling the Nefertiti bust more than a century ago. Egypt's repatriation campaign is not new. Since 2020, it has recovered more than 5,000 looted artifacts, including 152 from Turkey, 91 from France, and 114 from the United States. Among them is a $4 million gilded coffin of Nejamak, returned in 2019 from the New York Metropolitan Museum. The Netherlands has joined the list, with Dutch Prime Minister Dick Schoof announcing during a visit to Cairo that his country will return a 3,500-year-old statuette from the dynasty of Thutmose III to President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi. Egypt's campaign is part of a wider movement across Africa demanding the return of cultural treasures taken during colonial rule. As global pressure grows, the Grand Egyptian Museum stands as a proof of the country's capacity to preserve and showcase its heritage for future generations, reinforcing a clear message that these artifacts belong home.